I am a wife, but not just any kind of wife. I'm a Proverbs 31:10 wife. I don't brag about it, I preach about it. I don't brag about it, I preach about it. I don't brag about it, I preach about it. I don't brag about it, I preach about it. Got my husband on my left, what? Kids on my right, what? So join me today, guys. Let's honor God through the life of Gabriel. Honor God through the life of Gabriel. Honor God through the life of Gabriel. Is there anything too hard for him? No. Is there anything too hard for him? No. He heals the sick, he raised the dead. He heals the sick, he raised the dead. He heals the sick, he raised the dead. Honor God through the life of Gabriel. Hey guys, welcome to my channel. So today I'm doing a video and it's called Honoring God through the life of Gabriel, and he's here with me. So today the video is dedicated to Gabriel. He's going to be turning 2 years old in a couple of days, and he was born in 29. So I'm going to share a testimony, and I have a couple of videos and slideshows to add on the video. So before Gabriel was born, I remember God gave a word of knowledge to my cousin. She called me. She said, Roselle, God told me to tell you, get your house in order, that the baby is going to come early, sooner than you think, because the enemy, somebody knows your due date, and the enemy has set a trap for you in the life of the baby. But because of that, he will cause you to have the baby early and everything. And then God said that it's going to be a regular doctor visit when you least expect, and it will have to get the baby out. So long story short, I was laying down in the room, sleeping. My daughter, myself, my husband went to Japan. Before then, I had a doctor visit, like probably 4 weeks prior to that. So my blood pressure was high, and nobody took notice of it. Nobody knew that it was high. So my husband went to Japan and came back. I was listening to a Perry Stone sermon, and it's called Checkmate. It's on YouTube, and he said that the enemy thought they had you, where it's like playing a chess, and they think they're about to strike you, but God said he had one more chance. And he kept saying it, but I was sleeping, I could still hear the message. So when I woke up from my sleep, because I heard the sermon, it was really interesting while I was sleeping. So I'm like, okay, let me get up and watch this. So then I saw an angel standing at the door. The angel was holding Gabriel's car seat that we bought before, we bought a car seat earlier. And next thing you know, the angel faded away. It was like 9-foot tall angel, and then he faded away. And by soon the angel faded away. The baby Gabriel, the same child that I saw in the bassinet in my room, was the same baby I gave birth to a couple of hours later. So the baby came, it was at the door in the bassinet, and then the baby faded away. So I'm like, okay, God, what are you trying to tell me? So long story short, I took a look at my phone, and I noticed my husband man calling me. My husband was calling me, trying to get in contact with me. So when I called him back, he was like, baby, I've been calling you. He said that the hospital called me to tell me that they need you to come in today. That they notice your blood pressure is really, really high. So they want to check with you and see, if you're okay. So I got ready, got my daughter ready. We went to Anderson Air Force Base. So I went to the hospital, and the doctor was like, Dr. Rob, he was like, are you okay? I'm like, yeah, I'm fine. He said, are you sure you're okay? I'm like, yeah. He said, your blood pressure is really high. You should be dead by now. I said, really? He said, yeah, it's really that bad. He said, I don't know how you're still walking around and stuff. So he was like, you have to go to the Naval Hospital. So I said, okay. We drove to the Naval Hospital. One thing led to another, and it was like, we can't let you go home. We have to get the baby out, because the baby life is at risk, because your blood pressure is high and it's not coming down. So they had to rush me in the operating room. So I went to the operating room. Long story short, as I was laying on the table, I felt like life was leaving my body. And I'm sitting over there like, oh my gosh, I'm about to die. Who's going to take care of my children? Who's going to take care of the baby? Who's going to help my husband? Like, who would take care of my family? But the moment, like, I was getting paranoid, but then the Holy Spirit just prompted me, like, speak life. And so I started speaking life. I'm like, I would live and not die. And I'm like, God, this is not what you promised me. And I declared and decreed I will fulfill my destiny. I rebuke every spirit of death. And I was just speaking life over me. And I felt my spirit man coming back to my body. So the baby was born. And exactly what God said. He was 3 pounds. He was healthy. He never needed any medical support, nothing. And I was so amazed by what God did. So long story short, last year we went to Baltimore. Was in Baltimore on vacation in November. So my son Gabriel fell sick. He was having a fever from teething and stuff. And I didn't know his temperature it was really high because he was fine, but then he fell sick later on. He started getting fever. So I went to get food for him. He intended to get food to eat. By the time I came back, my mother-in-law was like, Rosa, I think you might want to take this boy to the hospital. I noticed he like conversing and stuff. I'm like, okay. I didn't really hesitate. I told him we'll put him in the car. My husband, auntie went with me. So we drove to the hospital. When we drove to the hospital, the moment we got there, less than 5 minutes, they gave us a bed. And I was breastfeeding him, holding him like this. And my son just started twitching. And then he was just like, he was gone. He stopped breathing. I threw him on the bed. He was like stiff. I threw him on the bed. And my auntie-in-law started praying, and I was in my heart, I was like, oh my gosh, God, this cannot be real. Is this a joke? God, this is not what you promised me. You said that this boy is a man of God. He will preach your gospel. And I started saying all these things that God has spoken over his life, all the promises in my heart. I couldn't speak because I was so paranoid. I didn't know. I was having a conversation in my heart. I was frozen. So my auntie-in-law was rebuking the spirit of death. She was taking authority, and then she was calling his spirit man back to him like, Gabriel, I command you to come back in the name of Jesus. I declare and decree you will not die. I break every assignment of death over your life. So then the doctors and staff came in the room, and they started working on him, reviving him. And as they were working on him, she was praying. She was on the side praying and stuff. She was outside the door praying. Long story short, he came back to life, and God brought him back, and everybody was so excited and stuff, and we were just grateful to God. But I was sitting there let me tell you, for days, for weeks, I couldn't like really comprehend it, because as a mother, to see your child in that position, I'm like, what was I going to tell Timmy? But I'm grateful to God, because somebody might say, oh, the medical team brought him back. I bless God for them, because God used them to resuscitate him. But do you know how many people that they tried to resuscitate that never came back to life? Michael Jackson died, and they tried to resuscitate him. He didn't come back to life. But it was the grace and the mercy of God that kept this baby. It was not the medical team. Yes, God used them, but it was God's life that he breathed in him. Whatever the devil meant for evil today, God turned it around, that I can share my testimony. And I'm just trying to encourage a wife and a mother out there. The best wife you can be is a praying wife. The best wife that you can be to your mother is a praying mother. There is nothing like a praying mother, I'm telling you. There is nothing like a woman who prays. And I just want to encourage you today. And I just want to tell God, thank you for the life of Gabriel. Today, he's turning 2. The enemy plans for him to die before he turns 2. But today, God spared his life, that he will be turning 2 today. And so I just want to bless God. And I just want to say, God, thank you for all you have done in the life of Gabriel, Lord. I dedicate him to you. I dedicate my children to you, Lord. That you, God, will use them for your glory. You will use them for your purpose. And I pray that children out there that want to know you, Lord, that you will make the women to hunger and thirst for you in the home and the marriage, that you, God, will show them that you are God, and that you are Jehovah Nissi, that I am, Lord. I worship you, that you take all the glory on this video, Lord, that your name alone will be exalted in Jesus' name. Thank you guys for watching, and I will be back next week. See you guys.
There we go. All right. Austin. Oh, sorry, I didn't know. You're doing way better than Timothy, who was screaming loud. Let me turn the tape so you can get it on camera. How many seconds? It's okay. It's okay. Just leave it in the camera. It's okay. Yeah, go eat.
Hey.
Hey, say hi, Daddy. Daddy comes through, bring you. Come through, bring you.
First party gift?
Yes. Happy birthday, Gabe.
That's why they call you. And we're Christine just gonna try to get a gas from you in a second.
Gabriel, don't get sick, okay?